What's going on, y'all? So I just want to say 10 things yesterday that was really stupid. When he decided that he was going to fake go at Talib Kweli. Let's get into one where he was making fun of his face, saying he got rolls around his neck, or he got more rings around his neck than Michael Jordan. Everybody see this nigga's chichilla pet hairline, raccoon shit stained face. You want to talk about somebody's look? Nigga, look at yourself in the mirror with your face looking like somebody wiped it with their fucking ass. I'm gonna say it again. Instead of using toilet paper, it looked like somebody grabbed your face and wiped their ass and left a couple of shit-stained chia prints on your fucking half dark stained face, and the other part looking like a brownie. So nigga, don't start talking about how nobody look with your motherfucking soup cooling lips. Nigga, them shits will cool the hell out of a soup in a whole homeless shelter. You got a job for David Duke if they do try and go back to white supremacy for real. Here's our nigger Tommy Sotomayor blowing our soup. Look at those big old soup coolers. So nigga, you want to talk about somebody and clown somebody, look at yourself in the mirror. Nigga, I ain't never seen no nigga with no fucking hairline like yours trying to make fun of somebody. Now, secondly, his punk ass fans on there talking shit. Oh, Talib Kweli album. Last album only sold 20,000. They only sold 20,000 copies. Nigga, how many copies did Sotomayor TV Music or that stupid ass, corny whack ass song Dick Jones sell? Did it even sell 1,000? Another thing about Talib Kweli, if you look at 20,000, that's his last album. That's not what he's always done. But let's just keep it at his last album. If you're an independent artist and you sell 20,000 copies, guys, that's $200,000. Last but not least, you talk about I didn't have no paid. Actually, let's finish this. That's $200,000. All right, that means somebody was willing to pay $10 to get 200 to pay for his shit. There was no GoFundMe set up for his last album. There was no Indiegogo set up for his last album. He just put it out there and this shit sold. And the reason I'm going there, guys, because I want to go into the next phase. If you talk shit about him, which is the point number 3, saying he has fake followers or paid followers. Okay, nigga, you got 200-something thousand subscribers on YouTube. Back to the 20,000 mark. If 20,000 of those so-called YouTubers or YouTube subscribers you have paid $5 each, you'd have $100,000 raised on your SotoFundMe. I'm gonna say this again, y'all. He clowned Talib Kweli for having 20,000 albums sold. If 20,000 of his so-called subscribers on YouTube, which it says he has over 200,000, just paid $5 towards his SotoFundMe, he'd have $100,000 right now. He doesn't even have 10% of the $1 million that he's asking for. If he did that, he would at least have 10% of it, which would be $100,000. Everybody get my drift? So if you're talking about somebody who has paid subscribers, if each one of your subscribers that you quote unquote say you have just donated $1, then it would be on an enormous level. You wouldn't have to do a SotoFundMe and all that because you would make that money every year. The truth is, the man is a credit card scammer. He uses donations to pay off credit cards to get a higher credit card limit. We know that's how he's been paying his bills for the last 4 or 5 years. Next, I heard one of his callers call in and call Talib Kweli a faggot and a clown and all this other shit. And just funny shit to me. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, you claim that all niggas try and destroy each other, but yet your fans do the same thing to other people that you say you have a problem with people doing to you. So you can't say that you talk with truth, logic, and what you think is so right and so righteous. But at the end of the day, your fans call in and clown people the same way you clown people. That's nothing constructive that's going to happen or get done in the black community. Pure stupidity. 7, or next point, I don't know what number I'm on. He went on to talk about Trayvon Martin. And then after he talked about Trayvon Martin, he talked about the brother who got choked together, or the brother who got choked to death up in New York, Eric Gardner. And then he goes on to says, well, you niggas can't follow instructions. So that's why you niggas get killed in the streets every day. That's why cops kill you. Now listen to this point. This is the kicker. However, he gave credit to the white lady and George Zimmerman for not listening to cops and killing black people. So on the other hand, you give non-black people credit for not listening to cops and killing black people, but yet you tell black people they get what they deserve for not listening to cops and then getting killed by cops. Now y'all tell me what kind of dumbass stupid sense that makes. You credit one person for doing the thing that you said is the same reason why niggas deserve to get killed. So as y'all see, he has a lot of ass backward thought processes and a lot of ass backwards fans. Whereas if he would have said yesterday how great Talib Kweli was, all his fans would have jumped on his bandwagon nut hugging. Another point, his show where he said Tommy Sotomayor's hypocrisy in the penalty box. There was not one caller that called in and said anything about the bullshit he did. Everybody was a nut hugger and agreed with him. And here's where it's to the point at. He claims, oh, I have people call in because I want them to disagree with me. The people who disagree with you are not going to call in anymore because they understand that you're not going to admit when you're wrong and you're going to argue, lie, and go around in a circle. And the people that call in are only going to make you feel better, not chastise you for the bullshit. They're not going to call in because you're just going to hang up. You're going to overtalk them. And oh, this was another point. Let me jump to this point. He gets mad at a fellow who called in yesterday and says, you can't just overtalk me. Who's the king of overtalking and yelling over people when they're trying to make a point? This nigga. So this is just part 1. I'm going to do part 2 of the things that were totally hypocritical about his show and his calls yesterday on Talib Kweli. Last but not least, celebrities, anybody out there, understand this. He makes a living off of starting arguments with people on Twitter and on social media. And if he really was trying to make a point, if he really was trying to do men's and fathers' rights, he would go to LA and he would try and find the men's rights groups. He would try and find the men's homeless shelters. He would donate, do talks with them, community development, and how to get fathers out of debt, how to get fathers in the plus position, and how to help fathers out with lawyer fees in bad situations that they were dealt because of women, if he was quote-unquote a men's advocate. What he does is he used this men's rights thing because he knows men haven't heard anybody talk like this. Enough is to where they'll keep donating to him. But he doesn't give a shit about men. He gives a shit about pussy. As you've seen, the Fatherless America hasn't came out. You've seen he was obviously when he was younger didn't get much, so he wants to show off every time he has a girl at his house rather than just getting something and moving on. So if he really cared about men's rights, he would be furthering the cause. But what he cares about is porn parties, and he uses this cry enough to get men in desperate positions to donate to him because they know they have no other outlet. But he doesn't care about men's rights. He cares about pussy and partying and being irresponsible. Meanwhile, pointing the finger at black women about being irresponsible because he just wants to be able to get away with his bullshit. The same thing people in the church, mosque do that makes people leave their religion. I'm out. I'll finish part 2.